Yeah, it's a manual coming with that you can move. Best instructions before leaving earth I can improve. All things according to the most high.
Hallelujah.
Real to you better figure how to shine. He coming with that body, coming with that heat. We be teaching in the streets from New York to South Beach. Yo, this word you must beseech. Practice being sweet. Make sure you ain't out of reach. Keep the law so you can teach. Wake up, it's time to get these shapes up. Awaken his own, it's time to get up.
Hallelujah. All right. Wednesday wisdom, all praises, power, and might from Jacob. About to get started. Waiting for the family to log in. Come log in online.
Come the patience of the saints, and come the patience of the saints.
Don't let this world play us. Why do we show them love and they wicked and all hate us? And we greed, no more policies seed. I'm just thankful for this day I'm living. They taking heed to all that was written. Thank you for the time that I'm giving. In the books, speak the truth, not just open, they listen. Constantly repeating, Lord forgive us what I said. Told us to only follow you instead of follow trends. All the brands is attracting everybody doing wrong. Everything that you said gonna happen when I own this same living. Now I can see the reason God said it. I just pray that we forgive it, cause most of us hard-headed. Getting it twisted, worship when you listen. Most people don't even know it until you see you can take it. All they ask is you get to know them. You never know when you gon' pass out and get to know them. Praise God, praise God.
We're about to get started. Wednesday wisdom. D. Lot of Science. Minister Shalimar. We're going to get in these scriptures. Shalom to everybody logging in. Shalom to everybody coming out. As you can see the title, the knock knock, ice is at the door. What you gonna do now? Oh, y'all real comfortable in America. You're gonna see now. All right, all praises be to the power of enemies from Jacob, DLZ, the light of Zion. This is Wednesday Wisdom. Shalom to all Israel, logging in. Shalom to brothers and sisters coming out, taking the class, Wednesday Wisdom. Like I said before, the class title tonight, or the subject matter is ICE. ICE, if you don't know what ICE is, right, it's a government entity that's been set up as an immigration task force, right? And we're going to really monitor exactly what this is really about. Very different than what they're saying on the news. That we realize that this ICE isn't really out there to bring havoc on the children of Israel, and it has nothing to do with true knowledge of immigration. But we're gonna go into it And we're going to get the wisdom on it because this is Wednesday wisdom, all praises. All right, so we always start our class with Psalms 67. So I'm asking my reader to get Psalm 67. My reader I now tonight, Psalm 67. And before we get Psalm 67, we're going to blow the shofar. We're going to rise and face Yerushalayim, for it is written in the word, and we rise and face the holy city, and we pray to the Most High God. Hallelujah. Psalms 67.
Psalm 67. The Most High Yahweh be merciful unto us and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us. Salah. That thy way may be known upon the earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh. Let all the people praise thee. Oh, let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For thou shalt judge the people righteously and govern the nations upon earth. Salah. Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh.
Yeah.
Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and the Most High Yahweh, even our own power, shall bless us. The Most High Yahweh shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Hashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, Water Yah, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. All praises be to the Father, Imaz, and Jacob for his mercy endure forever. Your Shabbat be seated. All right. So the topic tonight, as it reads, it says, knock, knock, ICE is at the door. Right? Because the government, of America, right, has been campaigning to restore their borders. Right? Meaning that to kick out anybody that is not of born here or a citizen. Hypocritical, right? Because, Esau, so-called white man, for those that may be confused when I say the word Esau, right? The Caucasian man. This is not his native land either. But he's going to take the position of so-called ICE immigration raids. All right. It says the ICE immigration raids are supposed to start Sunday. And they're supposed to be going up into houses and raiding these houses, pulling women, children. You find out about, and Esau, he's telling on himself in the news. You find the conditions at these immigration points in Texas are deplorable, right? Meaning that they are horrible conditions for children, separated from their families, mothers, fathers, not being fed right, not being clothed, sleeping on the concrete. But this is supposed to be Babylon the Great. Right? This is supposed to be the beautiful America, how they promote themselves throughout the world. See, when you travel the world, you start to realize how people view America from outside of America. America promotes itself as the greatest show on earth. Right? You would think this country is Disney World when you leave this country, right? How people view America. But then when you live here, you realize that this is Babylon the Great. This is, the scriptures say, the whore that sitteth on many waters, right? So we have this ICE. Trump, Donald Trump, right? Your so-called president, right? America's president. And you got Bernie Sanders, right? Running for office is they're butting heads because Esau is exposing Esau right now, right? So Bernie Sanders is exposing this whole ICE thing online, on the news, right? It says ICE raids targeting 10 cities start Sunday. Know your rights. The subject line reads, the Sanders campaign used campaign voter data to send out the same distress signal, right? Grassroots immigration advocacy groups typically organize around. So Bernie Sanders running for office, he's using this as a campaign strategy to push out, that Trump is against foreigners. When Bernie Sanders, he not for you either. None of this whole kingdom is not for you. When is Israel going to realize that we got to stop looking towards our enemy for any kind of compassion? The scriptures say that the Most High is going to send a nation against us with fierce countenance. We're going to go into the scriptures. We're going to see what we're really up against. Because these ICE immigration raids, they're not going to be against all immigrants. They're not looking for immigrants that came from Sweden. They're not looking for immigrants that came from Germany. They're not looking for immigrants that came from Czechoslovakia, right? They're looking for what? The 12 tribes of Israel. They're looking for those that come from the Caribbean, from Haiti, from Puerto Rico, from Mexico, from Cuba, where our people are, Panama, Belize. All right? They're looking for those coming out of Venezuela, trying to escape the oppression that Esau is putting on them in Uruguay. Okay, that's who they're looking for. That's who they're trying to border up. That's who's in these concentration camps they call immigration processing points, but they're really concentration camps, right? We talk about the King Arthur plan, the Rex 84 contingency, how there's plans in America to lock Hebrews up. And it's happening right before our eyes and we don't even realize it. We're looking at those people in those concentration camps, immigration, and lifestyle. Sometimes we're so dumb. We start thinking, oh man, that's what they get for coming in the country illegal. As if we got a right to this place. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Any Hebrew that's looking at these people as their foreigners, something wrong with you. These Negroes that's in America, they have latched onto this American ideal that they have a stake in this kingdom. When the very Constitution tells nobody has amended it, and we are 3/5 of a man. Right? We're not a whole person according to the American Constitution. But we want to latch on. We want to latch on. We want to be a part of this. We want to say our America, right? Because you want to vote these people in office. When you run to the polls, no matter who's running, you got a choice of Satan, Beelzebub, right? Baphomet, right? Right? All the demons. Which demon are you going to choose? We're not supposed to choose any of those demons. We're supposed to choose the Almighty Yahweh. Things going on in politics. We have to separate ourselves from these things. We got to come out of America. First, mentally, right? Right? Not believing no hype, not believing in this thing. These ICE raids are employed to what? Put pressure on the children of Israel. A lot of our brothers and sisters, they might have came from Haiti, they might have come from Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados. Their papers may not be straight. They want to try to do a thing. They want to try to marry somebody or something. Try to get their papers straight. These are the people they're looking for. They ain't looking for you if you came from, Spain, right? France, and you're here illegally well over your visa. Listen, your visa expired 2 years ago. They ain't even worried about you. Don't worry about it. They say don't worry about it. You good. Well, let your visa expire yesterday, and you from Puerto Rico. Right? We don't need a visa for Puerto Rico. You're from Cuba. Right? Because Puerto Rico is considered a Commonwealth country. Right? But they still don't let you go back and forth that easily. Right? Right? So we understand that this is a ploy on a plot to put pressure on the children of Israel. And the children of Israel need to respond by turning to the Most High God. See, the Most High knows how to get our attention. Give me Colossians 3, verse 17. Let's get some scripture. All right. I'm talking about it, but the scripture is going to bring it out. Now, we should expect this. This is what America is about. All right. So we need to be prepared. All right. So let's get Colossians 3, verse 17.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 17.
Come on.
And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Abba by Him.
Right. So all things we do in word or deed, we do all, right, giving thanks to the Most High in the name of Hamashiach Yahushai. Right. All praises. So, just to get an understanding, all right, let's start out with Jeremiah 51, verse 19.
Going to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 19.
Yeah.
Verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Right, come on.
For he is the former of all things.
Right, we have to understand, we're Jacob. We're not like anybody else on this planet. He said the portion of Jacob is not like them. Who's the them? All the other nations. When something is going down, it's about you. It's about the blacks and Hispanics. It's about the natives. You are the topic matter. When you're watching the news and they're talking about the Arabs, they're talking about this and that, they're really talking about you, man. Right? They want to keep you oppressed and down and out. That's the main focus. That's always been the focus of America. We know.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
And Israel is the what?
Is the rod of his inheritance.
And this is why we're the main focus. Because Israel is the rod of the Most High's inheritance. What does that mean? That means everything is for you. We don't have anything, but everything is for you. Everything was created for the children of Israel. Right? Let's prove all things. Give me Ezra. Okay. Somebody might be watching this and saying, yeah, man, I think everything is for you. Let's see why. It's all written. Second Ezra 7. Right? Let's see. No, Ezra in the Apocrypha. Six? Yeah, 6 and 54, right?
Start at 54.
Yeah, 6 and 54. Sorry.
Second Exodus, chapter 6, verse 54, page 21 in the red Apocrypha. After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Of him come we all. So Adam, the lineage of Adam is Noah. Noah had 3 sons. Everybody repopulated the earth through Noah's 3 sons. Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right? Who is the people that the Most High has chosen? Right? Hold that real quick. Let's prove who that's talking about so there's no confusion. Give me Isaiah 44, verse 1. So there's no confusion who the Most High has chosen. We go through this, for our brothers and sisters, this might be one of their new classes or they may not know. I know, most of the family understand that the Most High has chosen the children of Israel, but let's get this understanding. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant.
Right.
And Israel.
Right.
Whom I have chosen.
Whom I have what?
Whom I have chosen.
So we know that Israel is whom the Most High has chosen. Okay. So there's no confusion. Right. Jacob, Israel is who the Most High chose. Go back to 2 Ezra 6 and 54.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54.
Come on.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures,
Come on.
of him come we all.
All right.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee.
Right. So all the nations come through Noah and his three sons. Adam is the, Noah comes from Adam's lineage, which repopulated the earth. Read.
O out of one, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
For what sakes?
For our sakes.
Thou made the world for our sakes. Read on.
As for the other people,
as for these other nations, read.
Which also come of Adam.
They came from Adam. Come on.
Thou hast said,
right,
that they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
The Bible says these other nations are nothing. That's why ICE is not looking for the people that's snuck in here from Norway. Who cares who came here from Norway? They don't care. Right? They don't care who came here, who snuck across the border from Canada to America. They're not concerned with that. Right? All this whole ICE raid, immigration raid, is set up to what? To put oppression on the children of Israel. That's at the border. Those are who, because we don't multiply and multiply and multiply, right? And they fear our abilities to multiply. Even with all the oppression we went through, right, we still multiply. Right? And our people are starting to wake up. According to Facebook, they say the Hebrew Israelites, right, have overtaken Facebook. Right? Right? Mark Zuckerberg didn't put this up for Israelites. Right? That wasn't what he was thinking. Right? YouTube didn't create YouTube for us to what? To feed the word to our people, but it's happening because the Most High is in control. They can create what they want to create. The Most High will use it for his purpose. Okay. There are more Hebrews on Facebook and YouTube than any other movement to move. Right? They're fearing. They're seeing this thing. Trust me, they monitor everything. You know what I mean? They're having meetings. They're having round table meetings. Saying, what are we going to do? Right? How are we going to control this? They start trying to shut down YouTube channels. That didn't work. Brothers had 15 channels the next week. Right? All different alias names. That didn't work. They said, okay, we're going to shut down, we start messing with their Facebook account. Brothers got alias names. Got 3, 4, 5 accounts. What are you going to do? Right? You can't do nothing against this truth, because Moses said he was going to set us in order. Matter of fact, let me get that. Before their faces. I want to say it's in Haggai or Habakkuk. I will set them in order. Slide, I'm going to get that. We understand now that what? It's all about you, Israel. This whole ICE raid, it's about you. Right? It's about the Hebrews. Right? He doesn't want the Hebrews to continue to enter this land and overtake the land. It's the same thing that what the Pharaoh in Egypt was worrying about. Right? It's the same thing that Pharaoh in Egypt was worrying about when we were growing in Egypt faster than the Egyptians and overtaking them, overpopulating, their land. Right? So it's the same spirit that's on Esau right now. He's seeing us growing in numbers. His truth is coming out. It's being spoken every corner, everywhere, every state. He's like, yo, we need to do something. His plan is, let's start with ISIS. Let's get some pressure. Let's put some pressure on them. Maybe they want to leave. Maybe they want to go back to their to whatever land they was, scattered at, and they want to come out of America. Because America, this is not your rest. Give me Micah 2 verse 10. Well, I'm trying to find the scripture. Micah 2 verse 10. What is it? Psalms 50:21? Yeah. I'll look at it.
Book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. And depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Right, so the Bible says, arise ye and depart. Captivity, America, is not your rest. We're not supposed to be getting too comfortable, right? Should we have families? Yes. Should we have households? Come. The Bible tells us, even in our captivities, to keep our houses intact. Why is that? Because what is a nation but a collection of families? Okay. Without the family, there's no nation. Right? Without the husband and wife, there's no children. Or there's children born what? Out of wedlock. Right? There's children born, scattered. The scriptures say, do not desire a multiple of unprofitable children. When we have children, it's up to us to make sure that they grow in the ways of the Most High God. Okay? We can't just multiply. It ain't about multiplying children. It's about multiplying righteous children. Everybody understand that? All right? Give me proof all things. I'm going to jump around a little bit, but give me Jeremiah 29 and verse 1. Jeremiah 29, verse 4.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 1. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent from Jerusalem unto the residue of the elders which were captives.
Come on.
And to the priests, and to the prophets, and to all the people whom Nebuchadnezzar had carried away captive from Jerusalem to Babylon.
So we were in captivity, just like we're here in America. Right? But this was the Babylonian captivity, which is, America is Egypt, it's Babylon, it's Rome, it's all these kingdoms rolled into one. So the same conditions that we were in Babylon, the same conditions we here in America. Read on.
Verse 2. After that, Jeconiah, the king and the queen, and the eunuchs, and the princes of Judah and Jerusalem, and the carpenters and the smiths were departed from Jerusalem by the hand of Elisha, the son of Shaphan, and Gemariah, the son of Helkiah, whom Zedekiah, king of Judah, sent unto Babylon to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts. What do you say? Come on.
Most High Yahweh upon Israel, unto all that are carried away captives.
Unto all the captives. Read on.
Whom I have cursed. Whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon. Build ye houses.
Do what?
Build ye houses.
So he told us what? In our captivity, to build ye houses. Okay? So like I'm saying, we are here in captivity. You got to still maintain your household as a Hebrew, right? Your family, your household, your dwelling place. These things are mandatory no matter where you are, right? We don't.
Build ye houses.
Come on.
And dwell in them.
And do what?
And dwell in them.
And live in your house, right? We don't. It's not for us to be vagabonds and nomads, right? We don't.
And plant gardens.
And do what?
And plant gardens.
Come on.
And eat the fruit of them.
Right. So, and that's another thing that's been coming up lately, because Esau has been revealed that he's been messing with all the food. Right. Everything is GMO. Everything is he's been in the laboratory reproducing and super producing foods, and that food has no value. The scripture say plant your food and grow it if you have the ability to do so. Some of us live in a brick city, you can't do that yet. That's understandable, right? But if you have the ability to do that, do it for yourself and do it for the Akim. Let the brothers know. Right? We need to go an extra step, extra mile to get that righteous food, the food that's created the right way. I saw a video, I don't know if I saw that video, about the bananas. Right? The bananas that we get in the supermarket, that's GMO. All of them. Right? Not some of them. Right? Even the ones that say organic. Because bananas are supposed to have seeds in there. Right? So, it's amazing how we've been raised, or we came up in this kingdom, in this wicked land, and don't even know certain things, right? That somebody got from out of this land, got to show us, listen, what you eating is nonsense, man. This is the way it's supposed to look like, right? Banana supposed to be this long. You get a banana this long. Something wrong. Something wrong. That banana is off. Okay. Right. Chiquita banana. That's straight wickedness, man. Right? Right? They use what the Caribbean countries to farm these things. Right? They bring their laboratory bananas out there to farm it and then feed it to us. So yeah, that's just one thing that most recently was shown. If you go to the store, there's seedless watermelon. Watermelon was known for the seed, not a seedless watermelon. It was known for the seeds. Imagine if you have a mango with no seed. How would you take it? You might say, what is this?
Like a boneless
This is
chicken.
madness. Right? But you know what? Our people are so lazy and docile, they'll eat that mango up and say it was good. Better it had no seed. Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 6. Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Do what?
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
In your captivity, the Spirit came to the prophet to speak to the people and said, get a wife and have some children. Take some wives and have a lot more children. But build your family. Right? So we're not saying, because a lot of people we say, oh, you at rest. If you have a family, if you have a child, that doesn't mean you're at rest. At rest means that what? You're assimilating with the ways of America. That you're not protesting, that you're not standing against, that you're not standing on the side of righteousness. You're following along with the works of America. That means you're grafted in with America. Right? That means you have the mark of the beast. Within your head, the beast is the kingdom. The mark is the believing that America is going to go on and on and on and on. Okay?
That's right.
Read on.
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Read.
And take wives for your sons.
And what? Have grandchildren. Read on.
And give your daughters to husbands.
Come on, read.
That they may bear sons and daughters.
Read.
That ye may be increased there.
That you may be what?
Increased there.
And that's why they want to lock down our borders. That's why they want to lock down the borders of America, I should say. And keep us out of their borders. Because you know why? We're going to increase and multiply, and there's nothing they can do about it. Israel don't play around. They in the immigration place still having babies. They've been on the concrete having babies.
That's around
Issachar don't play that.
That's right.
None of our northern tribe always play that. You know they have some babies, man. Right? They don't play around. Right? They don't care. They don't worry about how many bedrooms they got in the apartment, nothing like that. They have 25, and it's what's up. There's space for one more. That shows a love, though, that, we lost here in America. You know what I mean? We still gonna dwell like that amongst your own, amongst your family. You got Theo, you got Abuela, you got everybody in the house, right? Hey, man, we family. Now everybody want to. Esau got that Edomite spirit on you now, where they have 2.5 children. I never understand the 0.5, right? 2.5 children, a dog and a cat, and a damn 6-bedroom house. Who's in all the rooms? 4 bathrooms. They're talking about they make it, they're doing well. Their success story. You're not a success, you out of your damn mind.
10 bathrooms.
Right? Look at what somebody got 10 bathrooms, right? Where's your wife and your children? Right? You should have at least 8 children if you got 10 bathrooms. But that's not how we think, man. It's that greed, it's that Edomite mentality that a lot of Jakes have. A lot of Jakes is Oreos, man. Oreo cookies, man. That's old school. I'm old school, right? Oreo cookies, right? Black on the outside, and that creamy white flourish. They double stuff. A lot of brothers and sisters, they double stuff. They just want to be the white man. Listen, you got to let America go. ICE is coming to the door. Knock, knock. Who's in there?
They already got the numbers.
They got your number. They're coming to see you.
2,000 people they got. 2,000.
It's funny you say that too, because they're recruiting for the census too. They're starting to hire people.
It's all happening at the same time. You see the program, you got to be blind not to see what is this really about. It's about population control of you Hebrews. You cats is multiplying, y'all having children, and now y'all waking up. This is not good for this kingdom. We need to do something. Esau's at the table, listen. They got general majors at the table thinking of strategies on how to deal with this. They try to feed us all this drugs. They put it in the vaccinations and all that stuff. They're trying to populate control. All these things, they can't stop us from multiplying. Because the Most High is with us, man. And our judgment is at an end. And our kingdom is coming. We're waking up. Go back to
we finished that?
Yes, more there? Yeah, we know.
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Come on.
And take wives for your sons.
Right.
And give your daughters to husbands.
Grandchildren, come on.
That they may bear sons and daughters.
And they may what? Great-grand. Read.
That ye may be increased there and not diminished.
And not diminished. Come on.
And seek the peace of the city where I have caused you to be carried away captives.
Right. And seek the peace of the city that thou hast caused to be carried away captives. Be amongst your own. Be amongst your own people. And be peaceful when you get there amongst yours. Right? Why is so much drama in the hood? It's all us there. That should be the most peaceful place on earth. But we looking for peace, up in between Esau, keeping it gated. We want to be in Coral Springs or Parkland, right? Yeah. Parkland was peaceful until the guys turned on that machine in that school. Right? Now everybody's in trouble up there. Right? Read on.
And pray unto the Most High Yahweh for it.
And do what?
And pray unto the Most High Yahweh for it.
And you got to pray to the Most High Yahweh for that peace amongst your own people. We're so wicked and evil towards our own. What's wrong with us? So I think we just dumb. We just stuck on stupid. Right? These nations beat us down and we beat ourselves down too. How does this make any sense? Right? This is an ongoing issue amongst our people. But that's why a lot of our people, someday they're going to be sweating. Right? Somebody going to be at the door. Ice cream man, right? Ice is at the door, right? Open up. Who's in there?
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders had the nerve to say, don't open the door. I said, that cracker is something else. That cracker said, don't open the door. What's going to happen if you don't open it? He didn't say that part. He didn't happen to mention what's going to happen if you don't open the door. He said, know your rights. Don't open the door. We got a whole bunch of rights that's not being kept.
Right.
What would be the difference now? Right? We get pulled over, we got rights. Does that work in our favor? We start talking about rights, we start feeling shots.
And Jake following him, though,
Of course they follow him. Jake will follow the white man into a damn lava pit.
Especially that dude, Big Mike.
Right off a cliff.
Big Mike, he talked about Bernie Sanders like that's his best
Don't
friend.
forget about Bernie Sanders or Big Mike. Listen, the only thing worse than damn demon is a damn step infection Negro. Right? That's the only thing worse than Esau. He's worse than Esau. He's worse than Esau.
Yeah.
Because at least with Esau, you know your enemy. With him, you're trying to come to some sort of agreement, and you're like, what's wrong with it? The scriptures say, pray for the sick. Pray for each other. Pray for Israel. Pray for anywhere we are in the abundance. That's why we go out to our cities. We go out to our people. We go teach the word. Before we teach the word, what do? We pray for them. We ask the Most High to forgive them. Right? Because we got to wake up. We got to learn how to love our own people, man. We've been taught to be evil towards one another so embedded in us, we don't even realize we do it. Okay. Remember, love is what? The keeping of the commandments. So when I say we love each other, I'm not saying soul brother handshakes. I'm not saying hugs and kisses. I'm not saying, yo man, you cool? Who's cool? Who's down with me? That's not what we talk about. We got to keep the commandments towards one another. All right? We can't be rape, rob, steal. We can't do anything to each other. Right? This is what the Most High is requiring of us. That's why he told us even in our captivity to do these things. Build your family, get a wife, get children. Your children, make sure your children get wives and husbands, right? So you can have grandchildren. Increase in the land, right? But when you have these children, if you have children and then you run away, what happens to those children? What happens to those children? Somebody said they got 16 children. I said, how many children they got in their house? So they live alone. Right? Give me the book of Sirach. We got a lot of issues in Israel. But Esau about to work this, but he about to give some answers. ISIS coming to the door. Right? And they'll put your behind out. And then you're going to realize something. Right? America is not for you all this time. 16 and 1. Sirach 16 verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 16 verse 1. The
Come
book
on.
of Sirach.
Come.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. You have children and you don't raise them, you don't teach them, you don't rear them up to know the Most High, they're going to become unprofitable. Don't matter how many children you have. That's why I should say, build houses, get wives, right? Right? Get children. Plant a garden for Pete's sake. Eat of the fruit there. This is in your captivity. This was the instruction given, right? In the Babylonian captivity. Aren't we not in Babylon the Great right now? How is it different than ancient Babylon? But we're like stuck. Something is I don't know. Maybe it's the weed. Something was in the weed when we was in the world, and they smoking it up and broke something in your head, right? We can't get past that hump. Right? Read that.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children,
Neither
delight in ungodly sons.
Neither delight in ungodly sons. Read.
Though they multiply,
Well, you have a bunch of them. Come on.
Rejoice not in them.
They ain't nothing to be happy about. Read.
Except the fear of the Most High be with them.
Except the fear of the Most High is with them. How is the fear of the Most High going to be with them? You got to teach it to them. You got to bring them up. If you're not, what good are they? More fuel for the fire? You know what I mean? More Negroes trying to break into my car? Right? We got to think about this, man. We got to think about this. You know? We got to address the issues that we're faced with. It's not blowing smoke. You know what I mean? We go to the prisons. We teach an award. A lot of them brothers in there for what? For some sort of sexual crime. Right? A lot of our brothers are in jail for some sort of sexual crime. Something, because we don't marry. We don't understand how this works. We're not understanding what the Most High gave us, right? That we perpetuating the same issues over and over and over and over again. We just passing it down generation after generation. The scriptures say our fathers have sinned and they are not, and we are born their iniquity, meaning that we carry on what they was doing. We have to break the cycle. That's what the commandments is for. Right? Read on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 3.
Yep.
Trust not thou in their life.
Come on.
Neither respect their multitude.
Come on.
For one that is just is better than 1,000.
One that is just is better than 1,000. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how many children you got. As long as they doing what's right. How they going to do what's right? How they going to be just if you don't raise them up? The scriptures say, train the child up in the way that he should go. But when he get old, he will not soon depart. But if you're not there, how are you training them? You set them up to what? To fail, right? What's that?
Proverbs 29:15.
For this. Proverbs 29, verse 15. We can't be loving America, man. You know, America don't love you back. We need to separate ourselves from every culture that you have found in America. Every culture. How you raise your house, how you conduct yourself, everything that America has shown you and instilled in you is against the ways of the Most High God.
Is it 16?
15.
15.
29:15.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 15.
Come on.
The rod and reproof give wisdom,
Right, come on.
but a child left to
A
himself,
child left to what?
to himself,
So the rod and reproof bring wisdom. What's the rod? That's the rod of correction. That's the whooping that comes from the father. Okay? The whooping that comes from the mother is bad. But that whooping from the father is just a different type of whooping.
it comes in a fist.
That thing take your heart. It take your heart. You're like, oh. That thing lasts for a while. You're like, ooh, what was that? Right? Your brother whoop you, then you get that, yeah, you take that, you take that. Right? How they say, I ate that. My little tail might come out when you're a child. But when that album gets you, man, you wonder, man, are you gonna make it? Am I gonna make it through this? Right? But we need that. We're the type of people. We're a stiff-necked and rebellious people. That's what the Bible says. We need that whooping. If it wasn't for that whooping, we would go totally astray. Right? That whooping, listen, beat your child and save your soul from the devil. What's that? I'm gonna get that scripture. But read on right there.
The rod and reproof give wisdom,
Uh-huh.
but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
Bring his mother to what?
To shame.
Right, bring his mother to shame. Now she's on the news talking about he was a good boy. I never see him even, he used to put out the garbage. Yeah, but he done shot 5 people.
Right.
And you talking about him putting out the garbage. Right? Him calling his grandmother on her birthday. The dude was wicked. Why was he wicked? Because he wasn't raised in righteousness. Where was his Abba? His Abba, if he was around, was he in righteousness?
Read the 18 if you want.
Verse 17. Okay, fine.
Yeah, beat a child and save his soul from the devil. I get it real quick. Go ahead, read that.
I'll keep reading. When the Proverbs chapter 29, verse 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall.
Read.
Correct thy son.
Do what?
Correct thy son.
Correct thy son.
And he shall give thee rest.
And he shall give you rest. Correct your son, and he shall give you rest. So if you're not around him, how could you correct him? Right? Doesn't make sense. Right? So we must be in our lives of our children. Give me Proverbs 23 and 13. Proverbs 23, verse 13.
Proverbs
And our
chapter
grandchildren too. Your children don't stop. Like he said, marry your children, that they bring forth grandchildren. And you be in their lives too. You still bringing instruction. That's how we had tears of wisdom amongst our family. You could have went to your grandfather, your great-grandfather, your father. They were there to what? Bring the wisdom. To ensure that things is running a certain way so you're not going astray. Right? Read that.
Proverbs chapter 23.
Start at 12.
2012? Okay.
Yeah, start at 12.
Just cut it off.
Proverbs 23, verse 12. Applying thine heart unto instruction.
Incline thy heart into instruction, mean that listen. Right? Read on.
And thine ears to the words of knowledge.
Come on.
Withhold not correction from the child.
Do what?
Withhold not correction from the child.
Withhold not correction, mean that what? Make sure that you are in a case. Read on.
For if thou beatest him with the rod.
If thou what?
If thou beatest him with the rod.
So when they said the rod of correction, it's talking about a whooping. Read on.
He shall not die.
He's going to die. You're not going to kill the boy. You're not abusing your children. And some of you take it too far. A lot of people, they beat their child out of anger. Right. You're not supposed to beat your child out of anger. right? The anger you're supposed to have is for what he did, right? The anger you're supposed to have is for what? Is for Satan. And you want to beat Satan up on your child, right? You're trying to save the child. You ain't trying to kill him. Right? Read on.
Thou shalt beat him with the rod.
Come on.
And shalt deliver his soul from hell.
Right. A lot of times women, I'm trying to get on the sisters, but they be too emotional with their little boys. Right? Little boys different than little girls. Right? I gotta let the sister know. That little boy right there, he different than a little girl. Right? When it's time to tear his behind, it better be torn up. Because a little girl, you can probably reason with her little son. Right. You can't reason with that little boy. He don't even understand one thing. Did I get a beating or not? All that talk is like blah, 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 blah. Right? All you know, did I get a beating or not? Right? I didn't get a beating, I'm good. Right? You could have lectured me for 5 hours. If I didn't get a beating, I'll be back there tomorrow. Right? I ain't even get no whooping. Right? Because that's what we understand. We understand the whooping. Right? A daughter, you could reason with them a certain way, hurt their feelings. Right? Got them all bent out of shape. They hold on to it all week. They stressed out about what you said to them. Boys don't do that. They don't care what you said to them. You're just talking blah, 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 blah. That's what you did, Mommy. That's what you said. That's what you said to me. You hurt me. Sons, listen. After my mother beat me, then my father used to come home and beat me, right? So I got the pre-whooping. The other one was coming. I didn't wait till your father get home. That's what you get. Right after this, and wait till your father get home. Oh, man, this is ridiculous. This is oppression, right? You start thinking this is oppression. You want to write letters, right? But you know what? It's for your learning. It's what the scriptures say, right? But you can't do any of this if you're not there. If you didn't create the household, if you didn't get the wife, if you didn't have the children, if you didn't stay there, if you didn't watch them grow, and have the children have children, and stay there, right? And make sure they're being raised in the ways of the Most High, you won't experience any of this. So what the Most High is reading, right now the Most High talking to you, and it probably sounds like blah, blah, blah. Right? I ain't doing that. I'm going to just teach the truth. I'm going to label this one, label that one, have this one there. I have a baby this thing, I have a baby that. Listen, this is ridiculous. Israel done gone mad. They're going crazy. Right? I get bombarded with stories. Right? As an elder in Israel, for all the years I've been in Israel, I've seen it, I've heard it. I heard brothers justify it, try to pull scripture for it, but they won't pull this scripture. I asked out people on the line, when the last time you heard a teacher pull that scripture? Jeremiah 29. Somehow they missed that. Because that's not being taught. It's not being uplifted. It's not being promoted in the land. But we're going to promote it. All right? We're going to promote it. All right. So now, finish where you at?
It's finished.
That's finished? Okay. So beat us him, save his soul.
Read it again?
Yeah, read that last part.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt beat him with the rod.
Come on.
And shalt deliver his soul from hell.
And deliver his soul from hell. All right? His life. What's your soul? Your life. Your life will be full of hell. What's hell? Drugs, jail. That's hell, right? Right. Trap house, right? If your daughter's in the trap house, she's in hell, right?
Yeah, listen. Before I came in here, I was going out there walking on the street.
Right. Some of themselves.
She doesn't look like she's not even 25 yet. Right.
Right.
She out there with some shorts on and the top, walking up and down, and she had an American flag.
Yeah.
She put the American flag on her head, tied it up, and then she walked around over here, and she saw the garbage, she put the garbage over.
Yeah.
Just for nothing, just pushed the garbage over, and then she just walked in the street.
She got lost on the way to grandma's house.
That's it. Olivia, that's her name.
Right. Strung out, right? Strung out.
Whispers.
A lot of our people are strung out.
Yeah, lost.
Right?
Yeah.
Lost and strung out.
That's it.
Right? How did it hit them? There's no house. There's no family structure. There's no community structure. If you got 10 houses operating like this in the same community, you got a different community. Think about it. 10 houses. I'm not even talking about 100. if 10 houses are operating according to what Jeremiah just broke down in the book of Jeremiah 29th chapter, you have a different community going on over there. 10 houses where grandfather, father, you know what I mean, children, all in order, getting instructed by the Most High God and moving in the spirit of the Heavenly Father. What's going down over there? Right? Who getting strung out over there? Right? It ain't gonna happen. Satan got no wings in that condition. We give Satan power by not doing what Yahweh said. Right? By buying into the system. All right. Let's go back now to Jeremiah, where we started at, 51. And you read 19? That's what we started at. Let's get back there. Let's get this understanding. ISIS coming. They raiding on Sunday. They're coming after the Hebrews. They're coming after Israel. They don't care who's coming from China, right? Chinese people be coming over here in containers on boats, right? Straight illegal trafficking, and they work in sweatshops so they can make your Gucci sandals, right? After they make your Gucci sandals and your Prada belt, nobody knows where they are. They're locked up somewhere. They got a bunch of sewing machines, working their hands to the bone. Well, you're so not concerned about that. You got to stop these damn Mexicans from fixing these roofs and fixing these pavements and doing this plumbing and doing this electrical work. We need to stop that, right? And they building this place to show that this is strict. It's the hatred that the scriptures. We're gonna get it. Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19.
Come on.
The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Come on.
For he is the former of all things.
Read.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Come on.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
Read.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Read.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nation.
You think Esau haven't read this? You think that he missed this scripture? He's watching us. He knows that you're his battle axe and weapons of war, the Most High God. He can't have too many of you. He needs to prolong his kingdom. He needs to get rid of you. Especially as you're waking up. There's an alarm going off in the White House. It's 4 in the morning. The alarm is going off. These Negroes is waking up. We need to work to deal with the population control. We need to keep them confused and confounded. We need to oppress them. We need to make them scared. We need to make them run. All right? We need to make them worry. If you're worried about who's knocking at your door on Sunday, you ain't worried about building the kingdom or standing up for righteousness. You're worried about, man, listen, what are these people going to do to me? Right? They send you back to the country in which you came from, but guess what? They're oppressing that country so terribly, right? That if you go back, right? What's going on where you from? Esau is in the midst of corruption of government, right? My forefathers is from Guyana. That's the most corrupt government I have. It's ridiculous, right? And it's run by Islam, right? It's ran by the East Indian. Esau put the East Indian in power up there. Right, yeah. Right. He put the East Indian in power up there. So, and they corrupted as I don't know what. Right? You go all the way there, you still a nigga. You still live in the nigga neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You all the way there. You're out of America, so-called North America. You might be part of South America. But the same thing goes there. You still in the hood. Right? You go to their neighborhood, everything poshed out, everything, all colorful cobblestones. And like, damn, am I in the same country? Right? You go to our neighborhood, you be like, hey, you're like going back in the past. It's like you went back 40, 50 years, and you cross the bridge, and you're like, okay, this got to be our neighborhood.
You still got that same green paint.
Exactly. Right? Things look different. You have 1 or 2 houses that, somebody had to come up, got some U.S. money sitting down, do that thing spot a little like the Indian them spot. But the whole neighborhood don't look like that. You have one here, one there. Right? If you in a neighborhood that look all passed out, you know that's not Jacob. Same thing in Trinidad. Same thing as I've been all over these countries. Right? I've been a little bit through Jamaica, but I didn't get a chance to really go on top of what I did see. Our people, you know,
Moab stepping up.
donkey cart. You know what I mean?
Moab stepping up right now.
They building roads.
Yeah.
They building roads. Really? They're building flat streets. And they're charging them an arm and a leg for these flat streets. Right? And then they can own the flat street. What they're gonna do is put a toll. What are they setting up those countries for? Them streets gonna be toll streets. And that toll money is going straight to China. Because the nation is going to rape you until you can't be raped no more. There's nothing left. Until we realize and start separating ourselves from these people and start to treat them like they treat us. They don't give a damn about you. Don't give a damn about them.
That's right.
Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 21.
Come on.
No, Salaki, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Read.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
Come on.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Come on.
And with thee will I break into pieces the horse and his rider.
Come on.
And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
Come on.
With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman.
Read.
And with thee will I break in pieces old and young.
Come on.
And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
Read.
I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock.
Come on.
And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen.
Come on.
And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Come on. Bring it on.
And I will render unto Babylon.
And I will do what?
And I will render unto Babylon.
I'm going to give to Babylon what? Read.
And to all the inhabitants of Chaldea. All their evil.
All their what?
All their evil.
All their evil. Read on.
That they have done.
That they have what?
That they have done.
That they have done. Read.
In Zion.
In Zion. Come on.
In your sight.
In your sight. Read.
Saith the Most High Yahweh.
Everything they have done to us is going right back on their own head. Right? He said he's doing it. And he's going to use you to do it. And Esau is very much aware of this. That's why he said population control. Right? We got to do something. They're multiplying. They're crossing the borders. It's too many of them. It's a hysteria. The alarm is sounding 4 o'clock in the morning at the White House. Something's going wrong. Right? All this empty land in America. Right? Anybody drove around to these different states? This vast lands that nobody's living on. Right? Nobody's there. There's more land here for everybody to have a place. Right? Everybody got an acre and it's still in America's huge. The size that America is, right? If you look at the map of Europe, and if you were to take America and superimpose it on top of you, do you know how many countries fit in America, the size of America? Right? It's about 10 countries, man. Right? That's how big America is. Right? So we gotta understand there's a lot of real estate here, but they ain't trying to hear it. They ain't trying to hear that. Right? They want you out or oppressed. Right? You can stay as long as you're an Oreo. Right? Right? And you gotta go for the what's the other Oreos? The northern tribe brothers. The yellow ones. That's yellow on the outside, still got the white clean cover.
Twinkie?
Vanilla's no, there's other Oreos, vanilla Oreos, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I know I'm try brothers. They just vanilla Oreos, right? That be given into Esau, right? They're a little bit light on the outside, but they got that white cream filling, right? Double stuff. Right? So the Most High knows that these nations know that we're his battle axe, weapons of war. He's going to use this destroyer. They're trying to control the population. They got ICE out there. They're knocking on doors. They're doing raids. They're doing immigration raids on Sunday. And they want to bring fear to all the Hebrews that are coming from, these different countries, right? Especially our Levite brethren. They don't want them, Benjamites, Ephraimites, Manasseh, Issachar, You know, they're trying to get you out, man. Asher, right? True Asherites. A lot of people that pose to be Asherites, so you don't really meet a real Asherite. You got to go down there, you know. You see them, and you go down here in Florida, you got to go down to Doral. That's where you see Asher, right? You start to see the real, you know, natives of those countries, right? Because they stick together. Even though they oppress each other, they stick together, right? Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 25.
Come on.
If the Most High Yahweh, which destroys all the earth.
Right, so mountains represents governments, right? So, O destroying mountain. He said, I'm against the O destroying mountain. What is that? The government that's on the earth, all right? Again, Most High is against this government. He doesn't want America to go on. USA is supposed to be destroyed, okay? He says, eyes is upon the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Give me that. Give me Amos 9:8. Amos 9:8.
Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Most High Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom.
Read, come on.
And I will destroy it.
And I will do what?
And I will destroy it.
And he's going to destroy it. So what else idea do we have for America for it to be destroyed? Right? In all honesty. Right? That's the only righteous idea you could have for this land, so that it be destroyed. Right? But that we in our righteousness, we come out of her with our righteousness. Right? Read on.
I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
Come on.
Saith the Most High Yahweh.
Read.
For lo, I will command and I will sift out the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sieve.
Come on.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Come on, so what? How's the corn sifted in the sieve? Why do you sift corn in the sieve? What are you trying to get rid of? Yeah, the impurities, right? So he said he's going to pluck us out from amongst these nations. He's going to sift us. Meaning that we're going to be in the midst of the other nations, and he's going to shake them out. Because he don't want that. All he wants is his Hebrews, his children, right? So a lot of what's going on, right, is a sifting. They're about to find out. Just wait, you know, what he's about to reveal with this ICE thing is who the real Jews are, right? A lot of our, people is confused. They got people out there, oh yeah, these they ain't Israelites. All the Israelites are black, dark skin, right? And they don't believe in the native, so-called Native Americans were the Israelites. You're going to see the actions of the oppressor upon these people, and you're going to know who they are. Because the scriptures say the curses shall be upon us and shall overtake us, right? For how long? How long does scripture say? How long the curse is going to be on us? For how long? Forever. It ain't going to stop until it all stops. Right. It's going to go on forever. As long as we in this condition, as long as we in this kingdom, we're going to have these curses on us. It didn't stop. It didn't Emancipation Proclamation, that didn't stop anything. It just changed it. Right? But the oppression continued. The depression continued. Right? Not just here in America, but all these Caribbean countries, they have a so-called holiday to represent the day they were so-called free. Right? How right is that? Why is that honor? Even Brazil, even you name it. Name one of those countries. They have a holiday talking about the day they was free. Right? That shows you where the children of Israel are. Right? They all have this in common. Right? They all celebrate a day that the oppressor came back off of them. Right? And they have a carnival for it or some sort of festival for it to commemorate. Every country has a different name to it. Right? Right? Why is that? Because they all was under the same oppression. They all needed to be free. They all needed to be emancipated. Why? Because they all the children of Israel. We know.
Amos chapter 9, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Read that again.
All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Right, so this is why we're here. This is why we're on the streets. This is why we're in the ears of our people. Repent, repent, repent. Put away thy sins, O Israel. Okay? Come back to the Most High. Because the Most High said, all the sins of my people is going to die. Read.
Which say, the evil shall not overtake.
Mean that we can do what we want to do. Ain't nothing going to happen. Right? Ain't nothing going to happen to me. I said, the evil will not overtake. We can do this and get away with it. Right? We could be pedophiles. We could be whoremongers. We could be prostitutes. We could be tricks. Nothing's going to happen. Right? Read on.
The evil shall not overtake.
Come on.
Nor prevent us.
Right? Come on.
In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
Come on.
And close up the breaches thereof.
Come on.
I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right. I mean, what? He's going to reestablish what was established in the time of David. What is that? A righteous kingdom. He's going to reestablish a righteous kingdom on the earth. And in that day, all the sinners of his people are going to be destroyed. America's going to be destroyed. Right? Read on.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
They may do what?
Possess the remnant of Edom.
Who's Edom? It's talking about a so-called Caucasian man. Right? They're going to be our possession, according to Scripture. Right? We were in their hands, they're going to be in our hands. Right? Read on.
And of all the heathen.
And all the other heathen as well. Read on.
Which are called by my name.
Come on.
Saith the Most High Yahweh that doeth this.
That doeth this. Right. So what? This is going down, whether you like it, understand it, accept it or not. Right? So we have to be prepared. We can't get lax and comfortable and forget. Right? And when I say lax and comfortable, I mean forgetting about the law, statute, commandments. All right? Because some people take that to the wrong extent. Right? Having families is not being lax and comfortable. It's doing what the Father told us to do. Right? It's building up our strength, our walls. We have strength in numbers. You know, brother asked me when he was in the prison ministry yesterday. He says, you got places to, to house us when we come out, right? So that we can get on our feet. You guys have like jobs, right? And we can, work and, so we can live righteously. It's a good question, right? I know one thing, we can't get there if we scatter. We can't get there. We can't even aspire to that if we can't even get past these first steps. We gotta get ourselves right. You know what I mean? We gotta get our houses right. We gotta get our so that we can then concentrate on stuff like that. If we still float in the wind, we're not settled ourselves. I told him, listen, we're working on it. We gotta get right before we can get that. Because if it ain't of the Most High, it's gonna come to naught. It ain't gonna happen. The Most High will destroy it. He'll burn it down. Right? Because it's not glorifying him. Anything we do has to glorify the Most High God. To whom much is given, much is required. Okay. Can't do it, it's not gonna work no other way. Right? Give me Psalms 50 and verse 16. Psalms 50 verse 16. With all this being said, even if our brothers and sisters immigration, they got to run back to the land. Well, listen, we got to go out there and visit them. We got to go there and establish things in these other countries. We need to go. We need to be established in Mexico. We need to be established in Haiti. We have to be established in Jamaica, in Guyana, in Trinidad. The truth is coming out. It's out there too, right? But we need to establish this. We need to get in the minds of our people that they need to establish something. You know what I mean? Something solid, place to go. Like the brother said, place to stay, food, raiment, you know what I mean? Farms. I was out in Guyana, they had those Old Testament cats. Like I give them, they got places for people to stay. And they got their own farms, right? Big farms. I know small farms, like farm. farmland, where they do their own agriculture and stuff like that. But they have an establishment. They don't play that. You see the brother, you see his wives, right? They all dressed in similar colors. Like he'll tell you, like, that's my family right there, or that's my family right there, right? They don't point at their family like this. He said, yeah, that's my wife and my child. They don't point at their family like that. They look at their family like, yeah, all those over there in the yellow. Like, we're gonna do like, you know what I'm saying? What we doing? What we doing? We loving America, man. We allowing America to dictate to us how to be, how to live, what to want, what not to want. It's foolishness and it's wickedness. And the Most High gonna judge us for it. The Most High gonna judge us for it. We don't get it right, He gonna judge us for it.
John 3:16.
We might as well be. We might be Christianites.
That's it.
Most High, He not having it, Israel. We gonna get it right. He's gonna show us. He's putting it in the minds of the prophets and teachers to come forth and bring it out, so that we can start making moves towards what we're supposed to be. Right? We wasn't created to live like this. This is post-oppression living right here. And the priest always bring out, this is the post-traumatic syndrome, right? Post-slavery syndrome that we're underneath. We're still under Willie Lynch. We're still caught in wanting to appease America and want to see things to seem a certain way. And we think we're getting over, but we're not. All we're doing is disregarding the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. That's all we're doing. Right? Even the language we speak. The Most High gave us our language back. We barely use it. You know? It's an abomination.
I'll use one word.
You know, shalom. Most Hebrews, that's all they know. They can't get past shalom. I actually had to teach people what shalom means. They didn't even know what the word meant. I thought it meant hello. A lot of people think it means hello. You try to break down what shalom means, they're like, word? It means, yes, it means peace. Right? Shalom Lakah, peace to you. Right? We gotta get it together, man. We think this. Israel, the Most High is watching. Read that.
Psalms chapter 50, verse 16.
Read.
But unto the wicked, the Most High Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Come on.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right, come on.
Seeing thou hatest destruction.
Right, you hate the law, statutes, commandments. Why you got the Bible? Right? Why the wicked shouldn't pick up the Bible? Because you don't want to do what the Bible says. Read on.
And castest my words behind thee.
You cast what's coming to make actions, to do things. Later for that word. I feel like this. I feel like doing this. Right? Later for that word. Right? Read on.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him.
Right. When you see a thief, what are you supposed to do?
Hold your back.
Huh? Hide your back. What are you supposed to do when you see a thief? What are you supposed to do? What says this? Give them to the authorities. Right? Who are the authorities? It's a trick question. Ask the question right. Who are the authorities? It's a question. Who's the authorities to you? Who do you consider the authority? The elders.
Yeah, well, we used to get on the train in New York. He saw it and clench your bag. Everybody's a thief, right?
That's it.
You go sit down
Now, see, the thief, you're supposed to expose that thief. The scriptures say you consort with the thief. You agree with the thief.
Right.
You go, yo, give me something. Give me a few. Right? You want to break me off. Right? Instead of saying, yo, you going off. You steal it. Doesn't matter what you stealing. You stealing, you doing that which is wicked in the sight of the Most High God. You're supposed to what? Expose that wickedness. You're supposed to sit back and chill with it, hang out with it, have drinks with it. Right? Read that.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him.
You couldn't sit with him. You said, okay, it was cool. You know?
And has been partaker with adulterers.
And partakers with what?
Adulterers.
And partakers with adulterers. People committing adultery is all good. Yeah, I'm about to go see his brother. Yeah, this good man has left the house. He's gone on a long journey. I'm about to go creep over there. Right? You consult with adulterers. You think it's all good. It's cool. Soul brother handshake. Right? That's not of the Most High God. Right? We read it. Do we understand what we read? And the scriptures say we gotta separate ourselves from the evildoer. Right? When you're in the midst of the wicked, you're supposed to be in the midst of them to educate them. Other than that, peace. Shalom. Right? Read on.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Right? Talking madness, you give your mouth to evil. Now you what? You talking about that, you know, where the weed at? Right? Where the girls at? You know, you don't use the word girls, though. Right? You know, I'm going to use the word honeys anymore. Right? That's old school. You know, that's old school. Right?
Tatiana's.
Tatiana, there you go.
Tatiana's.
Right? Where's Tatiana? They looking for Tatiana. Right? Looking for the bus down. Right? Read on.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Come on.
And thy tongue frameth deceit.
Come on.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
Uh-huh.
Thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
Come on.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
Read.
Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as in one as thyself.
Read.
But I will reprove thee.
I will do what?
I will reprove thee.
Oh, I'm gonna check you. Moses said, I'm gonna check you. You think I let you slide? I let you slide for a while, but I'm going to get you. Right? Read.
And set them in order before thine eyes.
And he's gonna set them in order before thine eyes. Right? Yeah. Who's he setting in order? He's setting us in order before the eyes of everyone. Moses said, I'm gonna reprove you. You think that it's all good? The wicked want to continue being wicked? I'm gonna set my people in order right in front of you. Right? Read on.
Now consider this.
Uh-huh.
Ye that forget the Most High Yahweh,
Uh-huh.
lest I tear you in pieces.
Yes, I do what?
Lest I tear you in pieces.
Most I ain't playing. You want to forget Yah? He said, I'm going to tear you in pieces. Right. Let me tell you, man. Kadash could confirm, man. You go into these jails, man. You teach these people, man. They hurt, man. You know, they real hurt. And when you hit them too hard with the scripture, they like to fall out on the floor. Right? They can't hold it. They're anguished, right? The turmoil, the torment that they had to go through, or that they're currently going through. Right? A lot of our people, they take liberties. They use liberty for a cloak for sin. Liberty ain't no cloak for sin. Eventually, it's going to be required of you. What are you going to do that day? When the Most High gives you every day to repent and get right. We're out there teaching. We're out there ministering. YouTube is on fire. Brothers is everywhere teaching the word. The excuses out the game. Right? Ain't no more excuses. We got family members. We trying to wake them up, trying to tell them what's up. The excuse days is out of the game. I'd rather get an argument with you trying to wake you up than have to go to your funeral. You know what I mean? That's what it's boiling down to these days, right? Or hear about what happened to you, right? Help you bound your wounds, right? Because the Most High said, I will tear them in pieces, right? Read that.
Psalms chapter 50, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High Yahweh, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
Come on, and there be no Israelites left to deliver. Read on.
Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me.
Come on.
And to him his conversation aright will I show the salvation of the Most High Yahweh.
Watch your mouth, man. Who ordered his conversation aright? Every idle word is going to be, you're going to have to, how does Scripture go? Take account for every idle word, right? You will have to take account for everything that comes out of our mouths, right? Because what comes out of our mouths is what's really in our spirit, what's in our mind, right? Right? And that's what defiles the man. What comes out of the man defiles the man. Right? It's not what goes in you. You come out your face and say something crazy that's not of the Most High. You defile yourself. Your temple's getting defiled. Right? The Most High will require of you every idle word. We got to get right. The class tonight topic was knocking on ISIS at the door. It's a wake-up call. Just the fact that Esau can sit up on the TV, right? You got Edomite on this side, and you got another Edomite on this side. And they're arguing about your fate. Right? You don't think there was Edomites that said, oh man, listen, let's not put them in chains, right? Let's not rape them in front of their house, their families. There was some Edomites that said that. Did that stop anything? We were still put in chains. We were still raped in front of our families, right? We were still paying for the GoPro. Oh, that's terrible. Maybe you shouldn't do that, right? People are still looking for the good cracker.
Quakers.
Right? They're looking for the good cracker still. They're looking for that one that like you said, Big Mike is back in Bernie Sanders. They're still looking for that. It's got to be the great white hope. Right? One of these crackers got to help us. Right? They have that mentality that it's got to be one amongst them. Right? What was it, Hillary? Right? But Hillary took all the money from our Levite brothers and sisters out of Haiti, right? Had them starving, getting sick, drinking dirty water, and she's sitting on all that bread. Is she the great white hope?
You know, she wasn't gonna win anyway after she got sent them troops and they got killed. And you already know she's responsible for people's lives. She finished with that.
No matter, she's still rich.
Yeah, no, still rich.
Still rich.
I see the guy did.
She's still sitting back in her Rolls Royce, and she's still getting carried all around the place, right? The doors is open for her. I don't remember last. She probably don't have a credit card. I don't remember the last time she had one on why. When you're that rich, you don't go your way. You don't pay for anything when you're that rich, right? You just show up. And you say, I want to eat this. And here it comes. I mean, it's a different, I don't think we understand that type of rich. Right? We big. We got a black card. I'm the $1 million man. I'm the $1 billion brand. Yeah. You got to spend your money still. Because you still a nigga. You just a nigga with money.
Don King said.
Right. And right now, he don't need money. He would get a certain level, he don't need money. He just wants one of those. There you go, sir.
You can't even fathom that.
Yeah, we don't understand that. We don't understand that. People sending you stuff, but they just want you to have stuff. Right? People say the rich man, he fall, his people hold him up. His bank account could be empty. He'll be rich tomorrow. He'll be back. He'll be back. Different world. But we have to understand that we have a richness that we're not tapping into, that we're not taking advantage of. The scriptures say, right, though we be in poverty, give me that, in Revelations 2:9. Revelations 2 verse 9.
Mitch said, he said he can't get reparation for something that happened over 150 years.
Yeah.
He said, we gave you Barack Obama. I said, yes.
We gave you Barack Obama.
Right.
Did we ask for Barack Obama? No damn Barack Obama. You keep him. Read that.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
But we are rich. Read on.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Right? You got Amalek over there in our land claiming to be us. Read on.
And are not.
They're not us. Read on.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But they're just the house of Satan. Claim it. Right? Claim it.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Right? Don't fear anything that we're going to go through. Right? We're going to go through some things as a body, as a people. Not because you learn this truth, mean that what? The problem's end. The problem's just begun. Right? But the difference is, you know you're going to get the victory. If you stay right, if you call on the Most High Yahweh, if you repent and do it right, you will get the victory. That's the difference. In the world, you don't know how this is going to end. You know what I mean? You know, you might catch a bad one, right? A couple times over. But in this truth, the Most High guaranteed us that his angels will protect us. I believe him. I trust him. Right? If I don't, why am I reading this? I'm up here. Right? I don't believe what the scripture is saying. Right? He said, in 6 troubles he shall deliver me. I believe what he said. So I'm not worried about it. I go through it, but I'm going to be delivered. Thus saith the Most High. Right? How many troubles have I been through? I'm up to 7. I'm jacked up. Right?
Revelation chapter 2, verse 10.
That's it on that. Give me Jeremiah 5:28. Right. So the Most High is calling for us to come out of America, come out of these ways. You know what I mean? It shouldn't take immigration to knock on your door for you to realize that this is not your home. Right? You should have realized that a long time ago and prepared yourself. Prepare your mind and your spirit, sis.
You know, they have this whole big Ghana.
Go to Ghana. I should put that up. Yeah.
Yeah, and all of that. So everybody, you know, it's like, you know, trying to get over there now.
The president of Ghana took a trip to the Caribbean. Went to Jamaica, went to Guyana, Trinidad, went to Barbados, right? Talking about he's going to visit his people out of the diaspora. Our people that left, that were taken away from us, right? They're trying to cling, right? That's all they're trying to do. Come on, we're not falling for this, man. We're not going to Ghana. If somebody wants to go to Ghana, go ahead, right? But when you get there, don't be surprised when you realize you're still in Babylon, right? Don't be surprised when you realize Babylon is a Babylon extension, right? I went back to the motherland. I went back to Israel. Guess what? I looked around, and Esau's still rich. And we still try to hold on to our little area, our little, walk of life. And, you meet a brother, they so happy to see you. You so happy to see a sister. We talking to people, where you from? How'd you get here? Right? We just want to talk to you. We pull it over the car. Who your brothers are? Who your sisters? We out there looking for his life. And I realized, I was like, yeah, you know what? Historically, that's our land, and that is our land. The Most High is going to bring it back. But he did say it was going to be trodden down by the Gentiles. That's right. Right? The prophecy is fulfilled. Okay? That land is trodden down by the Gentiles. Okay? Right? That land lay waste until his children come back. All right? Until the fullness come in. That's right. Right? Not a plane ticket, the fullness. All right? I encourage everybody to visit because it's beautiful to see the land, the layout. So you read the scriptures, it gives you a better perspective. Okay, this is where we was at. You look that way and you see the Jordan, and you look that way, you see the mountains. When they say flee to the mountains, you see in the mountains, you're like, yo, I see what they were writing about, right? Certain historical events. We went to the mount of Sakari, with Sakari, the last stronghold of Israel. Checked it out, walked through the caves, everything. You see the craftsmanship and the majesty of what we was able to do in those days. It's amazing, right? Without any, technical computers and CAD drawings, these men were able to build some elaborate dwellings, right? It wasn't just square box rooms. I mean, these things, you know what I'm saying? They was like, turn this way, turn that, go upstairs, stairs inside, stairs put you out on another porch, and this porch connects to that. You're like, wow, we had some architecture, right? We was able to do some things. Most I said we just saw to the earth, we was able to do some things in a hurry, right? Framing up these houses, these structures, not 2 bricks are the same, but everything is level. How's that even possible, right? We can't even get level widths in the blocks. And they're all exactly the same size, the same width, the same height. Every stone was a different broken piece of stone. And when they mortared it and they put it together, perfect. Perfect. So we got to see some things out there. But it's all under the reign of the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Right? And we got to keep that in mind as we establish our righteousness. Right? Read.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 28.
Yep.
They are waxing fat.
They what?
They are waxing fat.
Come on.
They shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Uh-huh.
They judge not the cause.
They do what?
They judge not the cause.
Right, come on.
The cause of the fatherless.
Uh-huh.
Yet they prosper.
Yet they what?
Yet they prosper.
Right, so what is that? What is this talking about? It's being prospering here in wickedness. Our people, they've turned their back. They've grafted into America's ways. They're getting paid. They're not thinking about what's going on. ICE is going to remind them that just when you thought this land was for you, they said that song, this land is your land, this land is my land, right? I don't even know that song. I'm going to old school for that, right? But you know that song? Okay. How the rest of it go?
From California to,
right?
To something island.
Right. So you know what I'm talking about. They sing these stupid songs, right? Trying to make us believe that that we have some camaraderie here in this land, like this land is actually for. It's not for us. So if it's not for us, then we're not for it. We have to be. Look at the Chinese, right? They come to America. What do? They build Chinatowns, and they care less about what's going on in anybody else's neighborhood, right? They say the hell with everybody. We got Chinatown. I'm going to Chinatown where my people is at. And they have their Mushu pork and they duck hanging from the damn thing and they eat every damn thing, right? But they don't care because that's what they do. That's their people. Where's our town? Where's our town? Where can we go where it's all us? Right? And we taking care of our own. Right?
But even when they do that, they still try to find a way to destroy it. So how else do we come together, like get yourself together and in a land, and do all these things without Esau coming in and trying to destroy it?
Right. They're gonna try. But like we brought up earlier, Mark Zuckerberg, when he came out with Facebook, his plan wasn't that 1 million Hebrews was going to be on there. But there's 1 million Hebrews on there, right? Whoever the creator of YouTube, it wasn't for us to have YouTube classes on Scripture and waking up the masses, but it's happening every single day. So we can't really worry about what they want. What does the Most High want us to do? That's got to be the main focus of every move that we do. Does Yah want us to gather together? I think so, according to Scripture, right? Does he want us to get right? Does he want us to deal with one another? Does he want us to establish houses? Does he want us to have children? It's all written. We don't have to wonder. So we can see what Esau did, what he's done in the past. But I'll tell you, our people have tried to establish things in this kingdom. Just like we read here in Jeremiah 5. It's not with commandment. It's not with righteousness. Right. That's what was missing.
You're missing that one equation.
Right?
Yah.
Yah is out of there. When Yah is not there, it's gonna come to naught. Right? So this is what, as we have Yahweh, let's not be like religious. We gotta know our power is real and not underestimate what we can do in the name of Yahweh, as long as it's according to the word of the Most High. Okay. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 28.
Come on.
They are waxing fat.
Mm-hmm.
They shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Read.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless.
Read.
Yet they prosper.
Come on.
And the right of the needy do they not judge.
Read.
Shall I not visit for these things?
Mm-hmm.
Saith the Most High Yahweh.
Come on.
Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
Mm-hmm.
A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land.
Come on.
The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means.
Read.
And my people love to have it so.
And we don't step up, we don't step against it. We don't stand up against it. We see it happening. He said, my people love to have it so. We see Esau, his foolishness, his folly. We want to be a part of it. We don't want to say, you know what, the hell with his system, his government, his politics, it's all madness and wickedness. It got nothing to do with us. You know what? Let's elect elders. The scriptures say, we had our own elders, ones that were known to what? Keep the commandments, right? And we went to them for instruction, and we honored their instruction, right? We made it worth something, right? We gave value to these things. We wait for Esau to give you value. Right? Oh, I got a PhD. Okay, now I'm somebody. Right? What about, the brother that's been laboring in his word and has done great things for the Most High, in the name of the Most High? We got to value that brother. Man. Most High is using that brother. Man. Most High is using him. Right? We don't disrespect him. And, I came up, I came up 1 West. You know what I mean? 1 West, 125th Street, ISUPK. Right? The Israelite School of Practical Knowledge, of Universal Practical Knowledge. Right? That's why I came up. Right? I walked up them stairs every Tuesday, Thursday, I was there, Friday, and Saturday. Right? I took my trip, I took the 5 train, went there, walked down, went there. Right? That's why I learned. Right? Take nothing away from my elders. They taught me well. Right? They taught me the most important thing they taught us is how to learn. Right? They taught us how to learn. So then they may not have taught us every breakdown that we know. They may not have taught us every understanding that we've gotten through Scripture. This is what, 20-something years ago, 94. But they taught us how to read these Scriptures, how to learn, how to slow down, how to decipher the word, how to figure it out, how to know if you're going the wrong way, right? How to know if your doctrine is loose, right? We used to have what was sound doctrine, right? And soft doctrine, right? It's not sound, it's sandy. It's not standing on no concrete, right? This is what we learn, right? And out of that learning, how many schools is out there from the brothers that was learning that now? So I can't disrespect the elders, right? All right. We've grown, but you can't disrespect where you come from, right? So we have to understand that there's great men. The Most High has given us great men. And great men do great things in the sight of the Most High God, right? Let's read on.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 31.
Come on.
The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their needs.
Come on.
And my people love to have it so.
And my people what?
My people love to have it so.
They love to be just that way. They don't want instruction. They don't want righteousness. Right? Read on.
And what will ye do in the end thereof?
Come on.
That's it.
That's it. Give me Psalms 137, verse 7. All right. So we got to start glorifying America, their deeds, their ways, their actions. Right? We got to start glorifying and start trying to be a part of this kingdom. ISIS coming to knock on the door to tell you you got to leave. Right? What are you going to do? Fall apart? Right? The Most High reigns. This earth belongs to the Most High. No matter where you stay. He can bless. There's no place on this earth that blessings can't reach you unless if you keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? America is not your rest. It's where you live, but it's not your home. Right? Read on.
Where'd you go?
Psalms 137, verse 7.
Psalms 137, verse 7.
Come on.
Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom,
Right.
in the day of Jerusalem,
Right, come on.
who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
They destroyed our kingdom. We had a land, we had a government, we had houses, we had bridges, we had hospitals, we had all these things. They said, raise it, even to the what? Read on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Right.
Happy shall he be.
Read again, raise it. Read it out again.
Verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom,
come on,
in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Even to the foundations. Destroy their land. Destroy everything. That's what they said when they saw our land. But we want to preserve their way of life. We want to enhance the experience here in America. Right? Read on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Who art to be destroyed. The daughter of Babylon, which is America, is the daughter of ancient Babylon. This ought to be destroyed. Read on.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Come on.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones, thy little ones, thy little ones against the stones.
Oh my God, that's so hard. That's so harsh.
Read that in church.
Right? They're gonna skip that scripture
Right.
in church.
Exactly.
That ain't come past again. Pastor ain't didn't see that one. They didn't see that one coming. So happy as that be that dash their little ones against the stone. And you might say that's harsh, but you know what? Truth hurts, man. Get with it. All right? Most High not looking for that weak nature, that weak and beggarly spirit, man. The scriptures say, matter of fact, give me that. Give me Ezra's. Ezra's 14:13. Second Ezra's in the Apocrypha 14:13.
Second Ezra chapter 14, verse 13.
Come on.
Let go from the mortal thoughts.
Do what?
Let go from the mortal thoughts.
What does the word mortal mean? What does the word mortal mean? Huh? Well, what does the word mortal mean? I'm a mortal. What does that mean?
Like in this lifetime.
The word, that word's meanings. What does the word mean? You got college people here. It's the word mortal. What does mortal mean?
Lively.
It means lively?
Mortal. Immortal is dead.
When you're gonna die, like you forever.
It's not forever. When you're mortal, that means what? You can die. Right? Immortal means you don't die. Right? It's simple. So it said, let go from you mortal thoughts. Meaning that what? Let go from you the thoughts that what? They don't go past this life. Some people just YOLO, right? They have that YOLO mentality. Only live once in this life. I got to do it now or I'm never going to do it. Right? Is that true? We got to consider our lives after this vessel expires. We have to serving the Most High is an eternal grace. Right? Read on.
Let go from thee mortal thoughts.
Come on.
Cast away the burdens of men.
Cast away the what?
The burdens of men.
Thing that man worried about, you serving the Most High, what you worried about? Cast away the burdens of man. Read on.
Put off now the weak nature.
What kind of nature?
The weak nature.
Listen, man. To come into this truth, you got to gird up your loins. Right? You can't be soft and beggarly and you can't stand on your two. You can't, you have no spine, no backbone. Because this world will have you in circles. Going in circles. Another song, right? Got a lot of songs in there. Right? It'll embarrass you, shame you, because you can't stand up for what's right, what's according to the will of the Most High God. Satan is created to shame us, right? Test our integrity, and if he overcomes us, we be in a world of hurt. Read on.
Verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And set aside the thoughts that are the most heavy unto thee.
Right? You stressing, bills, this and that. You ain't gonna be stressing on that even it's true.
And haste thee to flee from these times.
Do what?
And haste thee to flee from these times.
Haste thee to flee from these times. Don't love this world. Don't love these times we live in. You're looking to see happier times. You're looking to see greater things on this earth. You're looking to see the kingdom of the Most High. You're trying to get there. You're trying to understand where there is. Right?
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Right. So what? It's not going to get any better. Right? It's not going to get any better. So greater evils is coming. Right? It used to be a big deal to see what? Somebody act feminine.
Right.
That was a big deal. Now, we got creatures walking out there that have both body parts and all kind of transformers, right? Walking outside. Right? We were just surprised if somebody's had a little feminine twist. You're kind of looking at that person like, you see that guy how he was walking? Now, do you know what that was? Who was walking? Was it a guy? Was it a woman? What was it? Show you how things have waxed worse and worse. I don't know what the next step is.
Yeah.
I see a lot of promoting men pregnant. Have you ever seen this? Have you seen all that? Those on YouTube or on YouTube and different things online. They keep showing these pictures of grown-ass men pregnant.
Right. Something that happened some years ago and clean it back there.
I'm seeing multiple pictures of this thing, like different men posed and with a belly.
That's crazy.
You play with Esau. You play with him. You play with him and end up pregnant. You play with this demon, man. You don't know what you're up against, right? Listen, you got plants growing with no seed, man. Right? You got to think about it, where they come from. Right? The next step, dude's gonna be walking around talking about, I'm on my cycle. Are you a grown ass man? What happened? You don't know what you gotta realize that. You gotta get into our thing. We're so hard headed. Esau is showing you. Satan is showing you what he's about. But we still, no, it's not really not that bad. No. He's showing it to you. Right? It's not like he's hiding it from you. This is not behind closed doors. This is not an area 54 where it's locked behind closed doors and nobody knows what's going on in there. He's like, look what I'm doing. In your grill. You don't hide it. But we still act like we don't see it. We see it, but we don't see it. Oh no, it's technology. Oh, that's the way of life. Oh, that's advancement or something like that, they say. The Most High is going to smoke this place with a fire that you don't even understand. And if you want to be caught up with that, that's you. Me, I ain't trying it. Right? I'm going to do what the Father said do. Right? You have to have that conviction in your spirit. Right? And that's a personal conviction. I can't give you that conviction. Right? What fuels myself, what fuels Marshall, what fuels Allah, what fuels Anagin, or shoes Kashab, Kadash. I'm like with Kashab. Kadash. I'm just thinking of Kashab. I gotta give him a call. Right? That's what it is. And I don't know how his name popped out. I haven't said his name in the longest. Right? So, that fuse Micah Allah, Sister Erica, Sister Alexis, right? Okay, I see. I remember your name. Right? What fuels you, what's your conviction? That has to come from your dedication. I can't give you that. I can give you scripture, understanding, wisdom, knowledge, right? That's written, breakdowns, right? But you got to be convicted in your spirit. Because when the book is closed and you're out there, it's up to you what you're going to do. God's still there, right? When the class is over, we say shalom, we blow the horn, we face the east. Class is over. Lock the door.
Like our elder said.
Turn the lights off.
Like our elder thought said.
Who are you when the Bible's closed?
When the Bible was closed.
That's all depending on your conviction. Right?
That's right.
Right. What you really believe, who you really depend on, who you really trust. You trust Yahweh? Scripture say, you say you trust him, Scripture say, wait on him. Right? If we trust him, sometimes we have trust issues a lot of times. All right? Let's finish that. What did you read down to?
No, I got this one.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. Let go for thoughts.
Yeah, you're in Ezra. Okay, Second Ezra chapter
14, verse 14.
Come on.
Let go from thee mortal thoughts.
Come on.
Cast away the burdens of men.
Yeah.
Put off now the weak nature.
Right, stop being a weakling. Come on.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee.
Come on.
And haste thee to flee from these times.
Read.
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Read on.
For look how much the world shall be weaker through age.
Mm-hmm.
So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Come on, the evil is increasing. Read on.
For the truth is fled far away.
The what?
For the truth is fled far away.
The truth has fled far away. What's the truth? Psalms 119, verse 142. Right? The law is the truth. Right? It's flat far away. People that try to do the law, they ain't got time for that. Right? They got other things on their mind. Read on. Come on.
Which thou hast seen.
Read.
Then answered I before thee, and said, Behold, the Most High Yahweh will go as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present.
Mm-hmm.
But they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them?
Come on.
Thus the world is set in darkness,
Right.
and they that dwell therein are without light.
Right. Without reproof, we're set in darkness. Without correction and instruction, we're done. We're done for. Okay. The scripture, the law is the light that's going to cure and going to heal us. All right. So we're going to wrap up this class. You know, like I said, the topic of this class was, you know, knock, knock, ICE is at the door. Right? It's a wake-up call. All right? They're going to be raids Sunday, immigration raids. They're going to come into households. They're going to take children from mothers and from fathers. They're going to break up houses. They're going to do all these things, as they have done in the past, as they've been doing, because you keep hearing about these immigration camps that are really concentration camps. They got children sleeping on floors, drinking dirty water here in America, right? They're supposed to have so much abundance of everything, right? But you got to understand, the devil is still the devil, right? And we in his land, we have to operate and separate ourselves from him. The Most High is with us, right? He will cover us as long as we do his will. Everybody understand that?
Done.
All right, well, praises. So who we got online? We'll say shalom to the family that's on there. Who we got on there?
Yeah, brother.
Who's online with us?
We have Walter, Miss L,
Miss L. Shalom.
Walter Everett,
Walter Everett Shalom.
Dr. Maladay Fanfaron,
Shalom. I'm going to try to repeat that one.
Maria Israel,
Maria Israel Shalom.
Mary Mendoza,
Mary Mendoza Shalom.
Miss Glitter Sparkers Juanita,
Shalom.
Marlon Harris,
Marlon Harris Shalom.
Vincent M,
What's that?
Vincent M,
Vincent M. Shalom.
Khan Israel,
Khan Israel. Khan Shalom.
Natazaka,
Natazaka Hallelujah Shalom. All right, so it's a lot of everybody logging on online. All right, make sure that you don't answer that door if ICE come knocking. Right. Last scripture, Moshe's favorite, Sirach 12 and 10. Sirach 12 verse 10.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10, the book of Sirach.
Come on.
Never trust thine enemy.
Read it again.
Never trust thine enemy.
One more time.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust your enemy. All right. The white man is your enemy. I don't care if he's Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump. Never trust your enemy. Come on.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as an iron, rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right. So how's iron rust from the inside? By the time you see it, it's all matter of wickedness. Slow and steady. All right. And you won't know until it's too late. All right. So never trust your enemy. With that being said, we're going to rise and face Jerusalem. We're going to send a prayer and close out the Wednesday wisdom. All praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy truly endures forever. Lord's Prayer.
Mashiach Palah, the Lord's Prayer, Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, Fubuaneth and Yah. Amen.
Amen. Give us our hand. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
All right. We got a book house.